Hi everybody, it's AnnMerle here, and today I want to talk to you about my own process for getting to sleep. In the description below, I tell you a little bit about how desperately I needed this process and what research I'm building it on, but here I'm just going to go through the steps. First of all, I try to cut off all food and drinks by 7 p.m. And that means eating a really nutritious dinner because I tend to be a night snacker, and when I get frustrated I tend to dream about food. So I make sure that there's a lot of protein and a lot of fat, and then cap it off with something very little and sweet so that I can know that I am fed. Okay, we're done with that. Then I take an herbal supplement. I don't happen to like melatonin. It doesn't agree with me. You can talk to your nutritionist or a doctor about one. There's many out there. Then I want to get to sleep by 10 o'clock so that I can get a full 8 hours sleep. I plan to get in bed at 9, and I leave myself plenty of time to fiddle. Jill Miller taught me this. I'm so driven during the day to get things done that if I start to get myself on this heavy-duty schedule, it wakes me up and I get crazy. So I want to have time to read a little bit, to adjust everything so that it's perfect. And then I want to say casually that I meditate, but that freaks people out. And first of all, I want to tell you that I've started doing it in bed, because why not? That's where I want to end up. So I used to meditate over on the other side of the room. Then I'd wake up and get back in bed and I'd be awake again. So I've started meditating in bed. And really what I'm doing is doing deep belly breaths for as many minutes as I feel like I can. I'm up to 15 minutes now, but you could do it for 5 minutes. You'd see tremendous benefit. And sometimes I fall asleep during that process, and isn't that great? But the biggest new thing I've added to my sleep schedule is a sleep mask and a headset. I went to a yoga retreat and had a roommate. I wasn't really happy about having a roommate, but I couldn't afford not to. And I looked at her over in the morning, and she had this sleep mask on, and she was sleeping so peacefully. And the sun was shining in the window, and she was in the arms of Morpheus. And I just said to myself, wow. So I went home and got that on Amazon. This piece is interesting. I read a long article about insomnia in the New York Times, and they recommend, and the person writing it used something like this that she had made herself. It's called sleep phones, and it has a headset inside of it. So when you put it on, you, and mostly you, hear the music. And I usually use a kind of noise generator, and I happen to like a heavy rainfall. Part of the reason I was desperate to use this is my husband snores like a banshee. And I could go in another room, except that we paid all this money for this amazing bed, and there's no other bed in the house like that, so I want my bed. And so I started to use this. I put it on, and I got one with a cord that plugs into my phone because I didn't want what is it called? Those waves floating around my head, the Bluetooth. So this turns out to be not very much of a problem. I tuck my phone under the pillow, wrap it around once, and when I get up to go to the bathroom, I have to remember to take it with me. By the way, I get up to go to the bathroom 2 times during the night. That's normal, that's fine. I'm still getting a really good night's sleep. But between this headset and the eye mask, it has changed my sleeping. So if my husband is using his phone because he doesn't have the same need to sleep as I do, it gives me a dark, dark room. And I found that I'm so attached to the system that even when I travel and I'm alone, I still use it because I've gotten used to feeling like I'm in this cocoon, and it's habitual, and it's safe, and it's comforting, and it's part of my sleep process. So I've got a little more about the science needed for sleep below, and I'm hoping that you will sign up for my newsletter because I do lots of tips and tricks and yoga and lifestyle kinds of comments, and I think you'll enjoy it. So the sign up is below. Just click on the link, and I hope to see you in my space. See you at the next video. Bye-bye.